Welcome back to the Crooked Spine Show. Today's talk is about Diane. She is a CASA employee and also previous foster child through CASA when she was 15, 16 years old. I like this talk, and it took me a while to prod her to do this talk for this interview, because it understands that if someone helped you, if something helped you, is it a good idea to go and pay it forward and pay back that company as a way to fulfill your own self? And Diane talks about the nightmare of her experience and also the blessing of her experience to get her through the system, to get her where she is now. That's why she's giving back to the actual CASA program, which is a great program to help kids that are in foster homes to find mentors such as ourselves, adults for one too, to take these foster kids out and live a normal life, if you want to call it that, versus being stuck in a foster home the whole time. All right, great program. I'm going to put the links to their program here too on the show notes. At that point, listen to the talk or jump to a quick highlights. It's not a very long talk, and I'm going to do is hold off on the actually wrap up, because realize it's all about Diane in this talk, and I'll see you next one. All right, have a good day. There's another video from Chiropractic in Upland. This is a quick video with Diane. I just did a video with CASA. She works with CASA and for CASA. What's your story, Diane? How did things work out for you? Why did you start working for CASA?
So it had always been a dream of mine to come to work for CASA, because I was in foster care for a short period compared to what most of our youth go to.
Yes.
But I benefited because I got a CASA right away.
Wow.
When I went into the foster care system in Colorado.
Colorado, okay.
And my CASA was on top of me, because she knew that if I didn't have an avenue or an outlet,
okay,
that I was going to go down the wrong path.
You were caught early enough to where that didn't happen.
Correct.
Great.
Yeah,
Great.
and my CASA, one thing that I can honestly say is, when the CASA say that they're going to love you through it, they really do.
Wow. Okay.
And so I'm 30 some years later, I'm still very good friends with that CASA.
Good.
I've actually spoken at many of the events that she's put on over the years. She's also an attorney.
Fantastic.
And so I've been able to be a voice, not only as a survivor of abuse, but also as survivor of the system too, but also as an advocate, to use your voice.
Yes.
To get those things that you want or those things that you don't want out of your life.
So using the volunteer as the advocate.
Absolutely.
For one also.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, it's important. The one thing that Virginia taught me, and Virginia was my CASA, was it's important to use our voice and let people know what it is that you want. What's the goals that you have set?
Got it. Okay.
Because if we keep it to ourselves, that's where it stays. You stay stuck. But as soon as you start letting that information out, that's when she started molding me, and I started getting uncomfortable and saying, "Why are you doing that?"
Yeah.
But she would say, "Well, I'm doing that because this is what you want."
Kind of a little bit out of comfort zone.
Right. Exactly.
How old were you when you were in Colorado?
I was 15 and a half.
Okay. So in that very delicate teenage years.
Yeah. So I came into the system at 15 and a half. But just the other important thing to know is, just because somebody has been removed from their home where there's been abuse or neglect, doesn't mean that it's a smooth, steady life for our foster youth.
No.
And for myself, the very first place that I was placed at, it was a foster home. Mom, Dad had one biological child, and then three other foster children.
Okay.
The day before high school graduation, my foster brother David found out he was one credit shy of graduating high school.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he took a route of getting drunk,
Wow.
called everybody into the backyard, and he shot himself.
Wow.
Now, thankfully, he survived, but something as simple as
A trigger.
right,
Okay.
can send our kids into places that, dark places we don't want anybody to ever be in.
So if you had contact 24/7 if possible.
Right.
That gives them ability to handle that stressor right away.
Absolutely. And so I first called, my first phone call was to my friend Jody, who she was the teacher that I told about the abuse.
Okay.
My second call was to Virginia.
Wow.
Jody came and immediately removed me.
Great.
And Virginia arranged within 24 hours I was put in a Christian-based emancipation program.
Okay.
And it's a group home, but they teach you the skills, the social skills, the budgeting, how to go grocery shopping.
The independent skills of
Yeah.
life.
I mean, it was as simple for me as, oh yeah, I didn't realize that you have to buy salt. I mean, at 15, 16 years old, you're
Just
being
that.
emancipated out of the system,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that I was supposed to buy salt. I mean, but it's,
Just being naive, did not knowing.
yeah, but she was there Virginia was there when I went grocery shopping.
Not held your hand, but kind of guided you through the step-by-step process
Correct.
of this is what you do. And so,
Yeah, and also how to factor in, the budget. Okay, this one's cheaper if you go,
store brand, that's what I do.
Exactly. Exactly.
Same thing, just normal brand. That's all it is.
Right. So, we take advantage of, well, advantage probably isn't the word.
Benefit.
Thank you. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We take for granted, that's the word.
Okay.
The simple go into a grocery store. We take for granted being able to go out on a Friday night with friends. We take advantage of the,
Getting a ride here if we want to ride somewhere.
yeah, or
Hanging
even
out with your friends.
yeah, or even having a room to yourself,
Wow.
or having that bed available.
Yeah.
So, for me, it was important to eventually get onto the CASA team.
Got
So I first started out volunteering, just helping with setup, tear downs at
Back end of
events.
everything. Okay.
Yeah. And, with a lot of persistence, kept applying for positions.
Okay.
And then was brought on in June.
Yeah, they said might as well bring her on. She's here everywhere. It
Right,
doesn't matter.
exactly,
That's
exactly.
great.
She's not going away.
Yeah.
So, but where I think that it's important is for people to know the difference that they can make in the life of one person.
Yes. Okay.
And, I'm no longer a child. I'm many times over a recycled teenager.
Congratulations, you made
Thank
it.
you, yes.
I'm still working on mine.
So, but that lifelong, something that happened when I was 15, 16 years old is now transcending, 35 years
You went
later
different path,
still.
and it planted a seed to where you are now.
Yeah. And there's still lessons that Virginia taught me when I was 16 that it comes back and I'm like, oh yeah. And I have the little devil and I have the little angel on my shoulder.
Being the human side of
Right.
humanness.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So it means those things that some people don't even think that are going to help us. We go, oh, that's what they meant.
Exactly.
It finally kicks in what that lesson was.
Exactly.
Whatever that was. But
Yeah.
that, like I said, that gratefulness of, hey, most kids have this, I don't, and now I do.
Right.
Wow.
Right, exactly.
And like you said, you paid it forward, being part of the program.
Right.
And now seeing, how do I give back?
Right,
Fantastic.
exactly.
Good.
Exactly.
Good. Well, thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you did this little interview.
Thank you.